athletes, whether it is Dhoni, Virat Kohli, if they are seeking inspiration and seeing Bhagavad Gita as a winning formula,
finishes off in style.
People should just pick it up.
If you talk about spirituality to someone, the person is going to guide you. This is not your age to get into spirituality.
Absolutely.
60 के बाद शुरू करना.
Krishna spoke the words of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjun before a battle. आप retirement के बाद कौन सा battle में जाने वाले हो? The rush of life is in the prime of your age, and that is where the Bhagavad Gita is most relevant. If that person gets hit by the Gita's wisdom in this age, I can guarantee transformation. Guarantee.
Yeah.
Meet Prithviraaj Shetty, a 29-year-old Indian entrepreneur and Columbia graduate, founder of Alern and Bhagavad Gita For All, the world's first video-based Gita platform, bringing ancient wisdom alive through books, apps, and AI for today's world.
But Prithvi, I have come across people who are just chasing money and they've been able to create wealth, loads and loads of money for themselves.
Absolutely.
So what is it we are missing here?
If you focus on the money, you might even get it. But does that mean you're at peace? Mahatma Gandhi didn't have money, but what he created was amazing.
Eternal, as you said. Shetty साहब मेरे को एक बात बताइए. You could bring in Radhanath Swami ji, you could bring in Gaurav Gopal Prabhu ji, yet you have decided to bring in two fittest Bollywood actors to talk about this, Suniel Shetty and Vidyut Jammwal. What was the logic behind that?
Absolutely. So,
What is that one shloka in Bhagavad Gita that can shift the whole energy of 21st century? Prithvi, thank you so much for being here as our guest. Such a pleasure.
no, pleasure being here.
Yeah. So, if you were to take us on a journey, if you can give me a 1-minute quick mind map,
Yes.
the way Bhagavad Gita sees the mind.
A very beautiful example from the book only. I'm quoting it. Our experts have sort of come up with all these beautiful anecdotes. But think of your emotions as ministers, okay? Your emotions, your senses rather, not emotions. Your senses are like the ministers of a
जिसको हम
kingdom.
इंद्रियां कहते हैं.
Indriya. So the senses and the emotions, they are sort of your ministers that today are directing, say, the king, which is your mind. So your mind is being advised by these senses. So your eyes are saying, watch something fun. Your taste is saying, eat something tasty. Your various other senses are pushing you towards those desires. And your mind is sort of between these ministers listening to everyone. And it's sort of the king that makes the decision. And when you don't focus on something very steady, what happens is you tend to sway with these senses. जो sense ने जो बोला आप वो कर दोगे. And that becomes a weak king.
Yeah.
So very similarly, if you want to have a strong mind, in the Bhagavad Gita, it's very categorically said that it doesn't mean that you don't listen to your senses. But the senses are in your control and not the mind in the control of your senses.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we sort of listen to it, but not become controlled by it.
Yeah. So would it be a fair assumption to make that Bhagavad Gita,
Yes.
it guides the mind to discern the decision that mind should be taking?
Absolutely. So that is Viveka, the discernment. Understanding what is real and unreal. This comes from the first aspect which Krishna picks up, and that is Sankhya Yoga. Discernment between the real and the unreal. And to understand what you should be truly focusing on, you should first know what is real and unreal. Everything material that we see is born out of karma, is born out of impressions. And anything that is real, as per Sanatan Dharma, is eternal, which means it has always existed
Timeless.
and will always exist.
Yeah, timeless.
It's timeless. So only what has existed and will always exist is real. Everything that is transient, that changes, that becomes something else, is unreal, is a part of the Maya. similar to our body, similar to the things we feel, similar to all the um, um different, say, pleasures in life. So, understanding first that all of this is unreal, is not real, is very, very crucial to the discernment, like you mentioned, to have that vivek of what is important and what is not important. And that's where understanding that spiritual growth is true growth, while material growth is not true growth. And unfortunately, in our lives, we are so focused on material growth that we forget about our spiritual growth. And our material growth is actually a resource towards our spiritual growth.
And we use it the other way around.
And we use it the other way around. We think, chalo spiritual grow karenge, maybe,
बाद में करेंगे.
to help maybe our material growth.
Yeah. And also, if you talk about spirituality to someone, the person is going to guide you. This is not your age to get into spirituality.
Absolutely.
60 के बाद शुरू करना. Right? What is your view on that? Since you are in your 20s, right?
Yes.
What kind of changes have you experienced in your life when you experience a sense of restlessness?
Yes.
Or when you're dealing with heartbreak,
Yes.
when you're dealing with some kind of disconnection with your parents, when you're dealing with that your friends are doing things, one is working in investment banking, the other person is working in, let's say, Teslas of the world. How does this understanding help you to deal with this multiple situation?
So coming to, understanding what life is, first of all, was very crucial for any, growth to happen. It's initially I'm actually turning 30 very soon, maybe in 3 days only from today. And but my entire journey of 20s has been amazing, if you ask me. It's been full of experiences where, I've met some really powerful people, you might say, very rich people, billionaires, this, that. And what I realized when I met them is that, they might be having fame, power, money, but they're not necessarily at peace. And
They
most
are in pieces rather, P-I-E-C.
So, what I realized is many people have made either money, power, or fame their objective of life. While, and I was like that as well, of course. Society sort of pushes you into this rat race of running behind these three things. There is nothing wrong in acquiring it. But what we need to understand is that cannot be your objective. Your objective cannot be money. It will only make you more and more depressed, sad, anxious. Because finally it's material. It's going to come, it's going to go. And there's going to be that up and down in any aspect that is such, material in nature. So, first was understanding that, should this even be my goal or no? And, I had recently read something very beautiful about, this might appeal to a lot of people actually who run behind money, which is, I would say, most of the world. But in the Sanatan, they explain what is Lakshmi. Lakshmi in Sanskrit can be broken down into two parts, Laksh and Ayami. Laksh is, of course, your goal, your mission. And Ayami basically is the I. So Lakshmi is a combination of goal and I.
Yeah.
Lakshmi gets attracted to goals. She doesn't get attracted to someone or something that is running behind her.
Yeah.
If you see, she's always near the feet of Vishnu, while Vishnu is focusing on preserving earth, creating that sense of balance on earth or in the universe. So he has a very specific goal, and she's attracted to that goal. So in a very similar way, in our scriptures only, there is a clear message that if you want wealth in life, don't run after wealth. Create a goal and run after that goal.
Yeah.
and Lakshmi will come behind you,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah. And this is the third time we are talking about, the second time, in fact.
Yes.
In the morning, I was interviewing someone, and the lady said exactly that. She said, Gaurav, for as long as you're able to evolve,
Right.
you'll come to a position where you will have enough and more wealth generated around you.
Wow.
Because you are evolving yourself on continuous basis. Yeah.
And that's where, the distinction of understanding what is a resource and what is your goal should be very clear. Money is a resource.
Yeah.
Fame, power, all are resources
Wow.
to reach your goal. A resource cannot become your goal. They are resources to help you reach your goal. You have to change your equation with money. You have to change your equation with popularity.
And when you say equation with money, equation with popularity, what does that mean?
It means your relationship. How do you look at money? If you respect it as a resource, you will truly respect it for what it is. And that is a medium for you to reach your goal. So your goal cannot be that resource. Your goal has to be something bigger, more beautiful than...
But Prithvi, I have come across people
Right.
who are just chasing money and they've been able to create wealth, loads and loads of money for themselves.
Absolutely.
So what is it that we are missing here?
If you focus on the money, you might even get it. But does that mean you're at peace? Most definitely not. Because there is no way you can be happy in life if you don't have peace. And rather, you should not even be focused on, say, optimizing your happiness. You should be focused on optimizing your peace.
Yeah.
Coming out of the duality of, say, happiness and sadness. Being in that state of peace. Being in that state of, say, the truth. And if we make that the goal, then whether you have money, whether you don't have money, it doesn't matter. You will be great.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi didn't have money. But what he created was
Eternal,
amazing.
as you said.
Eternal.
Yeah. So tell us,
Yes.
what is Bhagavad Gita for all?
So Bhagavad Gita For All, I would say, is a movement to make Bhagavad Gita's wisdom, Krishna's wisdom, global. Easy to access, relatable, and actionable.
Relatable, actionable. Okay.
So we've broken down every verse into something that you can relate to in today's life. And it's actionable in every aspect of your life, whether it's your personal life, professional life, or even your relationships, your family. So each verse has a meaning, has a lesson in these aspects of your life. And that is what we've tried to achieve with the Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people find it difficult to understand.
Yeah.
And most people who've picked up the Bhagavad Gita, who I have met and personally interacted with, have given up after the chapter 1 itself. Been like, कि क्या है मेरे को नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. I'll just listen to what my parents are saying or some uncle auntie is explained to them. एक दो, podcast सुन लेंगे या, I'll watch some guru speaking. I'll understand Bhagavad Gita. And like you mentioned earlier, ये अभी के लिए नहीं है, ये 60-70 के बाद के लिए. And that is a massive disconnect. Krishna spoke the words of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjun before a battle. आप retirement के बाद कौन सा battle में जाने वाले हो? Your battles are over to a great extent. Now the battles that they're typically fighting are internal.
Yeah.
But the rush of life is in
this moment.
in the prime of your age, from the 20s to your 50s, 60s. This is your prime.
Yeah.
And that is where the Bhagavad Gita is most relevant. And that is exactly where, if that person gets hit by the Gita's wisdom in this age, and time, and it actually seeps in and he understands, I can guarantee transformation. Guarantee.
Yeah. And I just love it that you did not say it's a product. You did not say it's a book. You did not say it's a platform. You said it's a movement. And movement has an ingredient of purpose. Movement has an ingredient of intention. Movement has an ingredient of putting your divine energy to that. Movement has an energy of Miraki in that. But people who have not met you, Prithvi, they might say it's another slick spiritual startup
Okay,
just to make money.
correct. When we started this, it was essential, rather imperative, that we keep the Bhagavad Gita's learnings and teachings absolutely neutral.
Yeah.
And that's where we've sort of tried to make it as multi-sampradaya as possible, where we address some parts of Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, and we wanted to make it, just like Krishna spoke. So that movement has to be independent. And when I say independent, it has to not have strings attached with, say, any specific ideology, sub-ideology, or another organization sort of benefiting from our voice. So it was very important for us to stay independent. And that's where I believe, being from a business family, interacting, growing up in a business house, meeting a lot of people in this space, globally, in India, everywhere, I've realized that to make something truly independent, it has to be self-sustaining.
Yeah.
I would honestly, if you ask me, I would love for this to become free. And sabhi use karo, sabhi dekho, no problem. But it arises two questions. Can I be independent, truly independent in my thought?
Yeah.
And second, will it truly be respected for what it is when somebody is not paying anything for it? And usually, when you depend on donations, when you depend on outside money for everything that you do, it comes with certain strings attached. It attracts a certain control from the outside. So it is very important for us to stay independent and keep our message very clear. And that's why commercializing initiatives like this, impact like this, is very important. When somebody asks me about this, is कि अपने भगवद गीता को commercialize कर दिया है. The wisdom is sort of commercialized. So, I immediately, what comes to my mind is, would you ask me this if I was a hospital, or if I was, say, in pharma, or if I was selling alcohol or tobacco? What are we trying to achieve here?
Yeah. We are okay if somebody is selling wine, if somebody is selling alcohol, but we are not fine if somebody is making it more accessible to the world.
Exactly. At a certain cost.
Yeah.
Because the amount of production value that has gone behind this, the amount of work that has gone over the last 4-5 years is immense. Like the technologies we had to crack to get this happening. International teams who've made, say, animation like Disney happen possible. Those are the teams we've brought in to make this a reality. Never in India has such animation even existed.
Yeah.
Let alone come in a book or, So,
And I'm just inspired and with the quality of the book that you have been able to produce and the app that we have. So I'm so inspired, yeah.
Thank you so much. And that is where I feel that, entrepreneurs of today's day and age have to wake up to the fact that profits ek jagah pe hai and impact ek jagah pe hai. They both have to marry. You cannot just go after the first gap in the market or just the first thing that you see. You have to think, what is the long-term implication of what I am doing? How am I helping humanity? How am I helping human society while I am working on this?
Yeah.
It cannot just be my benefit. It has to be benefiting society. And that is what I want to do. I want to help the world. I'm looking at the next 100 years.
Yeah.
That is my contribution. Kalyug ke baad Satyug aayega. And I want to contribute.
I want to contribute. Beautiful.
So that is where we are today. So, initially when we were thinking about pricing the Bhagavad Gita of the book, we were thinking about 100 rupees. 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 It was tough. Taking that call, to price it at, a premium pricing. It was not easy. I had too much pushback. Um, People even calling me crazy, uh, saying that कौन खरीदेगा? You have no business sense. Uh, Even to the level that you know ऑनलाइन अगर करना है तो फिर तो समझ लो आप वो टिपिकल बर्न वाले मोड पे जाओगे और आप you will be burnt out, you will be doing only VC fundraising all day,
Yeah.
and this is your life, this is your journey. And it was really difficult because first we tried to crack retail. Uh, we actually tried to do a sort of reference marketing and went on a road show, went to 30 different cities, uh, you know, went to each city, spoke to people, tried to create a network. And it was, let me tell you, very difficult. Failed at it. It didn't really pick up the way we wanted it to. And one day I was like, is this something that, have I made the wrong call? And but somewhere that faith was there, that I've put in so much time, I've
And
put in
things
so
will
much
fall in place.
and I put in so much effort, time, and I know there is value in this because it has transformed my life. It has changed how I look at things. It has completely changed my life. So if it can change my life, I'm certain it can change everyone's life. And what is the value? What is the price you can put in your life transformation?
Yeah.
Can you put any value? Can you put, say, आपका अगर लाइफ ही मैंने ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया है, आई एम टेकिंग इट इन अ कम्प्लीटली न्यू पाथ वेर यू आर लुकिंग एट लाइफ वेरी डिफरेंटली, you are truly at peace, all that you wanted in life you are getting through this wisdom, then can you even put a price to it? All I need to do is communicate this to the world. And that's where that leap of faith, that let's try selling it online as well. And then we started with that journey, and it was a difficult one because I had to do a hard stop on a lot of things that I was doing over there and shift everything into online. And we don't have unlimited funds. So it was a very challenging time. Every month was like are we going to raise our hands this month or no? It was very difficult, very difficult time. And hundreds and hundreds of pitches, hundreds and hundreds of challenges along the way. And then online somehow clicked, and we've not looked back. It's been 10 months, and what's beautiful is, Gaurav, is that we've people who have bought the book, not one complaint. Not one complaint.
Oh, I'm sure.
They are thrilled. People of crazy magnitude, who have exposure to any wisdom, if they want, they can make the person stand in front of them and talk to them also, have had complete transformations. Public listed company promoters gifting it to each other, top people, change, crediting their success to the book within this much time.
Beautiful.
What else do you want?
Yeah. And you also mentioned, if you remember our conversation, you said before you roped in Suniel Shetty,
Yes.
he was already going through this journey for himself.
It was amazing. We just started selling online, and I think Suniel sir must have seen the ad, and his team contacts our team, and then they're like, we need a book. And actually I'm a Shetty and he's also Shetty, and I don't think he knew. He knows of my dad. My dad knows him. They're friends. And my team simply asked that if Suniel sir is there, our founder would like to come and gift the book himself. So they said, "ठीक है, आ जाओ." And I went to one of his shoots while he was there, and I gave him the book, and he recognized me, and he's like, "Oh, you are, Mahesh Shetty's son, and you're doing this, then I'm sure it is going to be amazing." So I was really happy and thrilled about it. And then I said that, sir, please take this as a gift. Please don't, they're telling me that give your account number and all. I'm not going to. He said, nothing doing. You take the book back if you want. I will pay the full amount, or you go back with the book. And then I said, "ठीक है." And he took the book. He bought the book. And 6 months later, we thought, who better to give a bite or speak about our book than someone who's actually used it and has a good experience. So we reached out. We reached out to him, and his team, all of them were happy to, and they obliged. They said, please. And his family is using it. Ahan, his son, is using it. And that was something really amazing. That, it became a family product. It became a family initiative. Yeah. It became something that the family does together. And that was something even more beautiful, because Ahan said, I love it. He also spoke about how surrender helps him handle pressure.
Yeah. In fact, that's what I want to understand. What are those 1 or 2 pieces that he told you?
Right. So, of course, Suniel sir is a walking inspiration. At that age, to be that disciplined, whether it's his diet, whether it's his fitness, there is genes to play a part as well. He's Shetty after all, but
he's Shetty after all.
No, I'm kidding, but he's a walking inspiration. He is extremely.
He's a walking and running and fighting
inspiration,
biking inspiration.
He is down to earth. He's really grounded. A positive aura, all around him. Even just talking to him and explaining the book was a very nice experience, because you could literally feed off his beautiful positivity. And what I really loved is he gave it so much thought and attention. He went through it. He saw the entire video. He understood it thoroughly. Very few people even have the attention span after 30.
Yeah.
कि अरे यार क्या बता रहा है, बाद में देख लेंगे. This is how people are. But his attention span, being there, present in that moment, when there are 100 things to do, he gave that due time, gave that respect. He understood, and he learned. That is important, because
after all, he's Shetty. Okay, so Shetty साहब मेरे को एक बात बताइए.
Yes.
Of all the people in Bollywood,
Right.
or all the people that you could rope them in,
Yes.
let's say you are so well connected to the complete ISKCON movement as well. You could bring in Radhanath Swamiji, you could bring in Gaur Gopal Prabhuji, you could bring in Gauranga Prabhuji. Yet you have decided to bring in 2 fittest Bollywood actors to talk about this, Suniel Shetty and Vidyut Jammwal.
Right.
What was the logic behind that? That's one. Second, any secret that they shared with you,
Yes.
where they spoke about not only the physical health but the mental, emotional health as well?
Absolutely. So, onboarding Vidyut Jammwal was also a very nice experience. We see him as a great martial artist, and not just as an actor. He comes in the top 10 martial artists in the world.
In the world.
That is a feat in itself.
Yeah.
And martial art is an art which takes decades to master.
Yes.
And what he's done for Kaliri Pattu, which is a Keralite martial art form, from where actually martial arts was born.
Originated,
yeah. He understands the importance of ancient wisdom. He is a big follower of the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali. And for him, Bhagavad Gita was a natural fit, because I don't know if you've seen, but he meditates in the Himalayas. He went to the Kumbh Mela, he goes to Varanasi. He's a yogi. He's a warrior yogi only. So it was a natural fit for us. It was because he's a yogi. Who else? Who better?
Yeah.
And he's got that appeal.
Yeah.
to the audience. He's
That
got
resonates with youth as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People want to be like him. You know, he is spiritually extremely grounded.
Yeah.
And that was amazing, you know. He's what he's doing for so many things in India in terms of culture. Now he's doing this movie called Street Fighter, where he's again representing a martial artist from India. World's biggest cast, from Jason Momoa to some of the best, biggest superstars of WWE, all co-starring with him at an international stage. It's an achievement in itself, representing India at that global stage.
Yeah.
I think he's, again, extremely inspiring. And
How did you rope him in?
that was a common connect, somebody who's a friend of his, a partner of his initiative. He has one initiative called Action Hero Awards. He said that, Vidyut would be a great idea for this. And we were like, yes, please, if you could just have an introduction.
And I love your narrative when you said he's a warrior yogi.
Yes.
Right? And I personally believe, I think if you look at Krishna as well, he's one of the finest, one of the biggest warriors of generations for humanity.
Absolutely.
And one of the biggest yogis as well.
Yes.
Same is the case, I think, if you look at the conversation that he had with Arjuna, that was the same conversation.
Absolutely.
Right? Telling what to do in the space from a space of attachment and surrender. Let's see what's happening, right? So, what are those lessons that you have learned in this journey of putting this together that are extremely essential for today's corporate leaders?
Wow. For corporate leaders, for that it's very important to understand what is the role of a corporate leader. It is, typically what happens is, when you're in the corporate, the most important stakeholder for a corporate person is his shareholders, the people who own the equity in his company.
Yeah.
To make them happy, to keep them happy, and you keep climbing that stage, it becomes more and more important to keep them happy. Quarter on quarter results, them after your back to sort of perform every quarter. And this happens at a much bigger stage when you're, of course, in the main board and you're sort of listed and all of that. And as a young founder, as somebody who is starting out in a startup, they get the pressure from VCs and the PEs to sort of, and they become your, this sort of person who's sort of always behind you to perform.
Yeah.
And somewhere, a VC or a PE's responsibility or dharma is maximizing their output.
Yeah.
Because what is their work? I put money here, maximize that back. Their dharma is to multiply their money. But what usually happens is for corporate leaders is, because their dharma is that as well, short-term capital gain is your focus then.
Yeah.
Now, if you make your duty the same as your shareholders, which is to maximize as much money as possible in the short term, it can skew your long-term growth.
Yeah.
And that is why dissociating from their agenda
And coming back to your agenda.
and coming back to the vision of the company, the mission of the company, why are the people working for you? What is that goal towards which you're working for? Putting that into perspective. And people can sense what you really want, right?
People can see through.
They can see it. So typically, if you're aligned only with your shareholders and not towards the actual objective of the company, it can create a bad mismatch for you in the long term. So not letting the balance get skewed and looking at all stakeholders individually without letting it affect you is very, very important.
The other day when we were talking, Prithvi, and thank you for bringing this word dharma and swadharma. And if you remember, we had this conversation where I spoke about the 2.5 hour conversation that I had with Radhanath Swamiji.
Right.
And at that point in time, his book, The Journey Home 1 and 2 were out.
Right.
And I was going through that book, this was 2012 I'm talking about. I read that book, and that's when I got an opportunity to meet Radhanath Swamiji. And Radhanath Swamiji, that's what I asked him. I said, Radhanath Swamiji, in this book, so many times you have spoken about finding your calling. I'm like a small child in my nappies. How can I find my calling? Having done the work that you have already done, Prithvi, because investing 4 years in this, ensuring that you bring in people from multi-disciplines and the best in class from all over the world, you would have gone through so much of research. Is there any verse that can help me to find what my Swadharma is? How can I get aligned with that without getting distracted because of the fear, greed, ego that's all around me?
So, it's very essential to think of yourself as a part of the human society. I think we did discuss on identity, how important identity is to responsibility. And wherever your identity becomes very strong, naturally your responsibility will flow towards that identity. As a son, my identity as a son, if it's really strong, what will be my responsibility? It will be to, take care of my parents, be nice to them, give them love, appreciate and have gratitude for all they've done. As a entrepreneur, it would be towards my employees, my customers, my shareholders, looking at all of that. So my responsibility is in direct correlation with my identity. So the deeper your identity is, the deeper your responsibilities. Now, for that reason, it's
the deeper your identity is, the deeper is your responsibility
towards that identity.
Beautiful statement. I'm going to steal it.
Please do. And that is why it is very important to understand what we identify ourselves as. What is our first identity? And for me, understanding that my first identity is that I am God's child. That we are all the souls that stem from one source. First, most important identity is my personal understanding. That when you understand that every living thing is part of the same source, and I am also part of that source, you automatically look at the entire world in a different lens. And the deeper that identity then becomes, my responsibility towards that remaining souls automatically becomes important.
Because so you will choose your values that you would like to operate from. When you believe that you are the son or the daughter of that higher consciousness, and so are you, then my responsibility to this identity would be to take care of my brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
And thus the values would be definitely, it would be respect, love, care and
to
compassion.
Everyone. To the source itself. And what we need to understand when we go about choosing your swadharma, your own unique dharma, it's designed in. So Krishna very categorically says that there is a clear track made for everyone. Everyone has been born with a certain position, place and spot in the society. When we do that, function, there can be no problem that will come up. Even if they do, it's going to be temporary and you will be sailing through it.
It has been designed.
It has been designed for you. So you have to just follow that function of yours. What usually happens is, we start thinking that we are in control of, everything that is happening to us. And then we start thinking, I can do this also, that also. But your identity, your talent is designed inside you. If you do that, there is a beautiful verse where Krishna says, it is better you do your own duty imperfectly than doing someone else's duty perfectly.
Yeah.
So it is okay. If this is your duty, it's okay to do it imperfectly
Yeah.
rather than doing someone else's perfectly.
Yeah. Because that's going to create friction not only between two of you but within yourself as well.
Absolutely. Think of this as like a soup. Okay, this
Yeah.
earth as a soup.
Yeah.
And if on one side of the soup, you sort of drop something, there are ripples that go everywhere,
Yeah.
right? If it's a soup, and we're all part of this one mushy soup.
Yeah.
Understanding that every action of ours
Is going to create some.
is going to create a ripple is very important. It is very important.
Yeah.
Like our body has multiple organs. If the lungs starts thinking कि नहीं यार मैं ऑक्सीजन नहीं दूंगा आज, ऑक्सीजन मेरे लिए ही रखूंगा because I need oxygen to survive. Only my arteries I will give oxygen and take care of myself. How will the body survive?
Yeah.
If the heart tells कि नहीं यार आज blood pump नहीं करना है, मुझे ही blood रखना है, how will the heart survive? Is the heart thinking कि I don't want to give blood today and I want to keep the blood for myself? Heart ही मरेगा eventually.
Yeah.
The karma will come back to you in a very similar way. We have to not think about what is going to benefit ourselves. We have to think about what is my duty that I have to offer. That's it. We have to only focus on what can I do to fulfill my duty.
Yeah.
Not think what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
It is a waste of your energy
Yeah.
to think about it.
Prithvi, for as long as I understand this, do your karma, perform your duties. It makes sense to me. The challenge that I find is, that I grapple with Bhagavad Gita is कि वो कह रहा है भैया कर्म कर और फल की चिंता मत. Stay detached. Love people and stay detached. Doesn't it cause suffering in life?
Yeah, it also seems very...
In a very myopic view we look at this. I think, I'm sure there would be a different version to this.
Yeah, it seems almost like contradicting.
Yeah.
My first my first difficulty was with this shloka only, of trying to understand. Being a business person, if you're not thinking about profit, what are you doing?
कि कर्म क्या है मेरा दोस्त और सब कुछ तो ठीक है.
Profit के लिए तो करूँगा. Typically,
हाँ.
that is first thing in your mind, right? What are you doing this for?
एक तो पहले शेट्टी बनाया और फिर बिजनेस में डाला और फिर कह रहे हो ये तो गलत बात है. हाँ.
So how to not think about it? It was creating a rift within me only कि क्या, how to do this? Because thinking about profit, thinking about growth, thinking about success is always going to be there, and that is going to create anxiety. Because you want it. When you want things so badly, that desire is very high, you will create suffering for yourself.
Yeah.
Pain will happen, but the suffering that you create is in your mind. You prolong that pain in you. Be like, chahiye. So that dissociating, why to dissociate, first of all? So it took me a lot of time to sort of understand why to dissociate. First, most important principle that I understood is to dissociate. It's very important to understand that you are not in control.
Anyways.
You are not in control in anything that happens to your life. Whatever that happens to me, I could be sitting here and, and while I leave, I could just, get into an accident or something like that and pass away. Anything can happen. I decide that today is my meeting, I'm going to crack it, and suddenly there is traffic, you don't reach your meeting. So, what we think should happen, will happen, may not happen. So we are not in control at all.
Anyways.
If we are not in control of our outcomes, and if we spend our time and energy and all those thoughts thinking about that outcome, isn't it inefficient? Isn't it a waste of your energy? Thinking, visualizing, thinking कि अरे ऐसा भी होगा, फिर वो मैं पैसे का क्या करूँगा, फिर मैं वो क्या. You have wasted that much time, that much of your, because your energy is limited. Where you put your thought, that is where your mind will be at all times. So if I'm constantly thinking about that, it creates continuous fluctuation in my current work also. So first of all, to understand that you are not in control is super important. As soon as you realize that you are not in control, you can only focus on what is in your control at that moment, which is my perspective. Only thing in your control is how you look at things. In that moment, I decide that yes, I want to work hard, I want to work towards this mission, I will work towards it. That decision is the only thing I have in my control. Then everything else, whatever has to happen, will happen. So that natural surrender comes in. And what needs to come in your life will come. When you look at, say, the Ramayana, when you look at Krishna's life himself, when you look at the Pandavas' life, it was suffering. When you look at Ram's life, it was pure suffering. First he lived for his parents, then he lived for his wife and his Vanvas also he did. Pure suffering. No, not allowed to live in a city, being born as a prince, grown up as a prince, in that luxury, living in the forest, going back also as a king. King has the ultimate amount of pressures to perform, to be right, to do dharma. So being that king also, and doing it only for his praja, as his children, he would see them. Similarly, Krishna, the love of his life had to separate from him. He had to leave his own house, became Ranchod Das. He had to go to Dwarka, start something from scratch. Eventually, he had to, he wasn't the king of his own kingdom. He, lost his own family eventually, submerged that also. So if you look at Krishna's life, it is pure suffering. But if you look at him, you cannot even, there's not an ounce of suffering in his face throughout.
Yeah, because he's been fully present and doing what is expected from him in that moment.
And when suffering comes in your life now, I have started to realize that it is a boon. Because there is some learning.
What do you think, what is that one shloka in Bhagavad Gita that can shift the whole energy of 21st century?
In this generation, people are extremely high on fluctuations of dopamine, and I don't know if there is a book also around it now called Dopamation, by a Harvard doctor and a faculty. And what it actually does is that for every reward, there is a dopamine spike that you have, and it's going to only increase. The amount of stimulation in our environment is more than it has ever been, and it is only increasing day by day, whether it's the reels, whether it's YouTube, whether it's games, it's only increasing. So in this time of these huge dopamine fluctuations, in these huge stimulation era of stimulation, wisdom has to cut through to sort of exit that fluctuation. And what comes to mind is whether you win, whether you lose, whether you succeed, whether you fail, whether you win, you lose, in all aspects of life, treat them the exact same way. So in Sanskrit, I think it is Same Kritva Jaya Jayo, where you start seeing wins and losses as the same.
At the same frequency.
At the same frequency. Where it's a state of equanimity, they say. Not being ruffled by this stimulation.
Either by win or loses. Or
win
losses.
or loss shouldn't affect you. Don't become a slave to your senses. And that is something that I think at a fundamental level only we need to imbibe in our in the next generation, in the kids. Uh, there was a beautiful study on which children actually end up becoming really successful in life. It was a very long study,
Yeah.
and the children who were, say, very intelligent, or there were some children who were really gifted creatively. There were some children who were really disciplined. But the children who um, had the highest amount of self-regulation,
Yeah. Who can delay the gratification?
can delay gratification, who can regulate
Yeah.
themselves, have autonomy over themselves, were the ones who were the most
Yeah.
successful. And if you can see it in kids, it's true for adults.
Yeah.
So having that self-regulation, that emotional regulation in this era is more important than ever. Whoever can regulate themselves in this era is a winner, because the distractions are so many that that will determine the win and loss in the future.
Yeah. So true. So, Prithvi, also, the other day when we were talking, you mentioned that we are roping in Shilpa Shetty, Shreyas, Samita Shetty. So, on what basis have you identified these three more brand ambassadors?
So with the Shamita Shetty and Shilpa Shetty, it was very clear that we've created something for a family,
Yeah.
an anchor for a family, and these two sisters have been very popular together, and have made an impact through their own impression that they have in the society. Shilpa Shetty is a very big ambassador of yoga, and she propagates it. I think there is no other celebrity in the yoga space as big as her. She's also a very known mother as an ambassador, whether it was such brands like Mamaearth and various other brands like Alpino. There are many brands that she's propagating, and she comes with that mother angle.
Yeah.
So people see her as a mother, and a successful mother who's able to balance the motherhood and career.
Businesswomen. Yeah.
And we wanted to touch in those aspects when we onboarded Shilpa Shetty and Shamita Shetty. Shamita Shetty coming a little more from the younger generation aspect. Which Shreyas, it was something completely different. Which Shreyas, he enjoyed learning about the Gita. It had a personally very good effect on him. And when we approached him, he was already in the journey of learning the Gita, and he was like, this is it. This is what I wanted as my solution. And operating at such a high level in terms of pressure, in terms of stress, because when you're a top athlete, you don't have time to snap out of your existing dilemmas or thoughts. You don't have time to be like कि अरे यार अभी मैं थोड़ा low हूँ, थोड़ा time दे दो, मैं सो के आता हूँ या 2-3 दिन बाद देखेंगे. You can't do that. In that same match only, while you are down, you have to somehow snap out of it and come on top. How agile should your brain be to be able to snap out of a low score and suddenly enter into that high? So I feel athletes, especially operating at the world level and seeing that pressure at a world level, if they are seeking inspiration and seeing Bhagavad Gita as a winning formula, I think people should just pick it up and just start understanding. Whether it is even Dhoni, whether it's Virat Kohli, all of them. You will ask them, you will see them, their interviews, it's Gita. So I really believe that Shreyas will bring in that factor of how Gita helps your mindset and creates a brain and extremely agile. And you learn how to win.
Yeah. So, Prithvi, I'm sure you would have, in this journey, you would have come across people who are atheists as well.
Yes.
What's that one sharp line that you offer to them?
So when it comes to atheists, very beautifully, I think when you read our scriptures, when you really go back into our scriptures, I think India and its culture has never really distinguished between theism and atheism. Even atheists have traditionally been a part of our society, where they did not believe in the concept of God, where they did not believe in the concept of the divine as one singular source. There have been.
Yeah.
And they are also Sanatanis.
Yeah.
Because they believed in the principles that the Sanatan Dharma spoke. So they believe in action. They believe in the power of action, in the power of duty.
Karma.
They need not believe in, they believe in dhyan.
Yeah.
They believe in gyan. These are all your different yogas.
They might not believe in bhakti yoga, which is absolutely fine because they are karma yogis. They are
doing dhyan, they're doing sadhana, they're on their journey to find knowledge. These are all theists. Atheist ways of sort of reaching the same realization. Krishna is not saying this is the only way. He has given you the path, and these beautifully, all these atheists also get covered into this fold.
If our audience would like to know more about this, or would like to pick up a copy for themselves, for their family members, in case they would like to gift it to their relatives, what's the process for that?
So if you Google Bhagavad Gita For All, we are now at the top. First 4-5 links will be ours only. So if you just Google Bhagavad Gita For All, you can simply buy it right over there. We also have our social media account that's growing really fast, and our team is doing an absolutely amazing job at that. So you can follow on Instagram as well. We've actually come out with a very beautiful feature which is called My Krishna, where you can chat with Krishna. So our entire knowledge base, we have indexed it, and we've been able to create a chat interface using AI with the knowledge base.
Wow.
And it does not hallucinate. It's absolutely good. It is very recent launch, and I have been experimenting on it since say last 6 months, and it is mind blowing.
Like direct access to Krishna.
It is like you are on your Krishna is on your WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
He's your WhatsApp buddy, and the beauty of it is that the highest form they say of bhakti yoga is when you are able to create a relationship with Krishna. And I think I see this feature as genuinely creating a relationship with Krishna. And then you reach the ultimate form of bhakti yoga, because you are talking to him now like a friend, a mentor, a father, or brother, or whatever you see him as. And you can chat with him, journal with him, talk to him, reflect your daily dilemmas with him. If there is a Google and a ChatGPT which helps you find information, what are the ticket prices to say Delhi from Bombay, you'll use Google for that. You will use ChatGPT for finding out some, helping you draft some email or finding out some information. But for your daily dilemmas, there is
Where
nothing.
would you go?
Exactly. If I have to, which should I put my child in a expensive school or a cheap school? Should I try to structure my tax or not? Is this right or wrong? Should I, there is a beggar and he's asking me money. Should I feel guilty or not? The small dilemmas. My wife is upset with me. I'm
sure Krishna will say, I can't do much.
Yes, I think he will
He'll say, okay, hands up. That's out of syllabus.
Syllabus ke baahar, actually. So, how to if there is any dilemma, should I reply back to my boss or no? In that manner, how should I take this difficulty?
And I understand this is accessible in multiple languages.
Absolutely. So the language you start talking in,
Yeah.
Krishna starts replying in that language. That's the beauty of it. So if you talk in Hindi, he'll reply in Hindi. And if you type in English and you're talking in Hindi, he'll reply in English written in
But
Hindi.
I'm going to try it today and say, you know what, I'm struggling to have a better relationship with my wife. And Krishna's reply will be, hey, even I'm searching. In case you get to know that, do refer that person to me as well. Super Prithvi, what a joy it has been to sit with you. Thank you so much for
Absolute
being on our
pleasure.
show and sharing all the wisdom that you've been able to pick up for yourself while working on this beautiful project called Bhagavad Gita For All. Thank you so much. Much respect.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.